Hi, this is Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Normally, as you know, I show oddball cards. Today I'm going to show you some of my recent pickups of photos, original photos. We'll kind of go over the different classifications of the photos. I've been picking up photos off and on over the years, and I recently started to get back into it just because of the prices of the cards. Still collecting cards, and I'll still do videos with cards, but kind of maybe every other video or once in a while I'll do a video on some of my photos that I've collected. And so we'll kind of go over these. The first one I'm going to show you is it's a Grover Cleveland Alexander here, and this was taken somewhere between 1911 and 1917. Just a great picture of him here. It's graded by PSA or authenticated by PSA. It's a type, as you're going to see here, it's a type 1. Paul Thompson was the photographer. He was a famous photographer. Back in the dead ball period of baseball, you would have Paul Thompson, you would have Bain, you have Conlon as the photographers back then. Many of Paul Thompson's photos were used for tobacco cards, T205 cards. They would use his photos for the cards. Now, on the back here, you're going to see this is considered a type 1 photo, and there's a stamp here, a Paul Thompson stamp on the back, and that's one way you can authenticate that this particular photo it's a type 1. A type 1 would be, it was original photo, by the original negative, it was developed within 2 years of when the picture was taken. So within 2 years, this photo was developed from the original negative. So that's a type 1. We'll go over type 2 in a bit here. Obviously the type 1s are going to be the most expensive photos. So very cool. Grover Cleveland Alexander, Old Pete, 373 wins. One of the great pitchers of all time. He's right there with Chrissy Mathewson, Walter Johnson, Cy Young back in the old days. Next I have is a 1930 double X, The Beast, and that is, Jimmy Fox here. Look at this photo. Beautiful 1930 photo in his A's uniform. Jimmy Fox, 3-time MVP, one of the 3 great power hitters in the 30s, just a monster. This is again a type 1, as you're going to see, and this is Associated Press photo. And on the back here, you're going to see the little marking stating Associated Press, and also the file date, and also the Associated Press stamp. Okay. Now next one, I'm going to be sending it in probably today to PSA authentication to get it authenticated. And this is going to be see if you recognize this photo, which Topps card this was used in. And it's Jackie Robinson here. Now this one here is a type 2 photo. A type 2 photo would be from the original negative, but it was developed, this was actually developed in the 1970s, so it was beyond 2 years when the photo, the photo was developed, so it's going to be a type 2. Now, the quality of the photo is going to be pretty much the same. It's the original negative. The only difference is going to be the paper stock for the photo. You can see on the back here, it's typed in Jackie Robinson. So this, if you haven't guessed already, this was used for his 1953 Topps card. The photographer was Barney Stein, a famous photographer back in the 50s. He was actually the the Brooklyn Dodgers official photographer, I think around for 20 years or so. Very cool. Going to get this one in, get it authenticated, get it slabbed up. Just very cool to pick this one up. The next one here is of Mel Ott. Great Giants right fielder. First National League player to reach 500 home runs. This was a 1940-ish photo, Regional News Service photo. And you can see that it's already been looked at with PSA here, but I'm going to get it in a slab. And the reason for the slab is, these are fragile, obviously. It's going to cut, and we'll go over the pricing. Well, we'll go over the pricing now. So for a photo to get it slabbed that's already been looked at, it's going to be $30 with PSA. And the turnaround time is a lot faster than the 1 year that for their cards. PSA authentication for photos, you send it to New Jersey. It's around a 30-day business turnaround. So $30 for the slab. If this one was not, like back to the Jackie Robinson here, this one has not been looked at yet. So this one here is going to cost $50 to get it looked at, and then $30 to get it slabbed. I also have a really cool outfield here, 1930. It's a 1930 Associated Press photo, type 1 again. Original negative, and again it was developed at the same time period as when the picture was taken. You have two Hall of Famers here. The first one here, 5'6", Hack Wilson, one of the hellraisers of all time, heavy drinker, was always getting into fights, basically the life of the party, but a great power hitter. And you have over here Kiki Collier, great all-around baseball player. What an outfield you have here. So again, this one has already been looked at, but I'm going to get it into a slab. A couple more. I have this one here is around 1910, and this is of Joe the Bullet Bush. Joe Bush. One of the great pitchers back in the dead ball time of baseball. He's originally, he's the one who developed the forkball. One of the all-time, not a Hall of Famer, Hall of Very Good, three-time World Series champ, 195 wins. On the back here, you're going to see two different stamps. You're going to again see the Paul Thompson and also the Harrison Ewing stamp here. Most likely Harrison Ewing was the one to take the photo for Paul Thompson. So that's why you see they're in collaboration here. And Leslie Bush's name right there. Very cool. And the Paul Thompson, as you can see, this stamp is a little different than the stamp of the original one with Grover Cleveland Alexander. So that's one way you can authenticate what year roughly that the picture was actually taken, developed. And then lastly, I have one here of Carl Hubbard, the meal ticket, great Giants pitcher in the 30s. And what's interesting about this one here, on the back here, you're going to see it stamped 1939. And you're also going to see some information here about the size here for the face, as this was obviously going to be used in some kind of newspaper or editorial type page. So they were going to, and then, the color. So anyway, going to use it in a publication, basically. So Carl Hubbard, the meal ticket. So I have some other ones being looked at PSA. That I'm going to get back hopefully shortly. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Chrissy Mathewson. Some I've had over the years, just kind of changing, not so much my focus, but some of these photos you can get relatively inexpensive, especially if it's not a Hall of Famer. And this is from the original photo, negative, not some kind of copy or whatever. So kind of think they're really cool. So I'll kind of, zig and zag here with my collecting habits, still collecting cards. My next video will probably be something to deal with cards again, but hopefully I get the PSA back my photos. So hopefully this was semi-interesting, informative, and hope everyone has a good day. Thanks. This is Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. Bye.